basically what we see from him is a typical go route. Just go, right? We see quarters defense here. You got a deep DB going into a deep zone. This one's going to play the middle of the field and basically just one-on-one coverage. Tom Brady drops back in the pocket, launches one up deep for Scotty Miller, and at this point in time, you just need your guy here to create a little bit of separation with his speed, and that is exactly what Scotty Miller does. Boom, falls right in his arms for a nice little touchdown, and now Scotty Miller has a new home. According to Adam Schefter, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Falcons free agent wide receiver, Scotty Miller is actually reuniting with his former offensive coordinator in Atlanta, Arthur Smith, by signing a one-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously a one-year prove-it type of deal. If he doesn't make the team, you lose nothing. If he makes a team, you get a guy who can add a ton of depth for basically nothing. In this video, we're going to break down who he is, what he brings, why he's a good addition, but most importantly, we're going to break down some Scotty Miller film, right? Before we dive into the video though, comment down below a letter grade for this signing. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family so you're notified every time we post Steelers videos, and OTAs, rookie minicamp, are coming up in a couple of days. We got you guys covered on this channel. Join the family and let's jump right into Scotty Miller. Now, Scotty Miller is not your typical day one starting wide receiver, but a guy who can make plays, especially coming off the bench. I mean, the man can light it up. Now, back in 2020, he had 33 catches, over 500 yards, and 3 touchdowns. But what I want you guys to focus in on here is his yards per attempt, or yards per catch, I should say. About 15.3 yards per catch throughout his first two seasons in the NFL. Also 4 touchdowns. And then 2021, 2022, kind of lost a lot of playing time with some of the guys that they added over there in Tampa Bay. And then in 2023, decided to go to the Atlanta Falcons, where he would play under Arthur Smith. During that time, again, couldn't really find too much of a role for him, but 11 catches, 161 yards, 14.6 yards per reception, and 2 touchdowns. This is a guy with 11 catches last season, had 2 touchdowns. That is actually pretty crazy. Also, can carry the ball, works as like a gadget guy, end arounds, quick screens, a deep threat who can burn guys as well, in certain type of defenses. I think this is a guy who can come in here, he can return punts or kickoffs if you really, really need him to. But at the end of the day, I think this is a really solid addition. Now, here we go again. Scotty Miller is the receiver lined up to the bottom of your screen here. Looks like we have one-on-one man coverage. You do have one deep safety here. We got to pay attention to what he does here. But let's look at this play, man. So, boom, right away, Tom Brady drops back in the pocket. Safety is kind of stepping upwards, which means we have that deep middle or deep left side of the field pretty much open. Brady recognizes it right away. A guy like Russell Wilson plays really good with wide receivers like this as well. Boom, Brady lofts it up there. And by the way, Russell Wilson can make these type of throws, right? Look at this one. Beautiful placement, and what a diving grab there by Scotty Miller. A guy who doesn't care where the ball is going. He's going to lay out. He's going to make a play, whether it's over the middle of the field with safety coverage coming down. He doesn't care. But a guy who's willing to put his body on the line every single time. Now again, look at this grab here. Beautiful route, beautiful catch, beautiful pickup here. Again, we see Scotty Miller. You always can tell who is Scotty Miller because he plays so low to the ground, which allows him to get off his routes really, really quickly here. Boom, we're going to get over the middle type of action, kind of get behind that zone defense. Again, Tom Brady steps up, makes a throw, and here we go. Another deep throw. Guys, I'm telling you right now, Russell Wilson is going to love having this guy on his football team. Look at that catch. Reminds me of Julian Edelman, the Wes Walkers of the world, the Danny Amendolas of the world. No wonder why he played so well with Tom Brady. Now, when we actually sit back and look at what the Steelers have offensively, you still have George Pickens, you trade Deontay Johnson, but add a guy like Van Jefferson, add a guy like Wes Walker. You still have Calvin Austin, who, did not mean to do that. But also, Calvin Austin's a guy I really do like. I think he's got a ton of potential. But now with the additions they're making, I just don't know how much of a shot he's really going to get. You also add Roman Wilson in the 3rd round. Now you add a guy in Scotty Miller. I mean, they have 6 wide receivers that I actually really trust on this football team. The top 3 here, and then you talk about Quez, Calvin, and now Scotty Miller. Guys, this team is deep. They're hungry. They're willing to play good football. Not only is he a guy who can get down the field and make big-time catches, but he already has, some of that chemistry with Arthur Smith. Knows the playbook. Knows kind of what he is trying to do, right? And then you talk about Pat Freiermuth. You talk about Darnell Washington. Even Connor Hayward and Michael Pruitt are good players at the end of the day as well. And then, Najee, Jalen Warren, Cordell Patterson. Dude, this team is 10, 15, 20 times better than they were last season, and I am so excited to see how they use some of these guys. You also add 2 brand new starters on the O-line. Troy Fautanu, Zach Frazier as well, alongside James Daniels and Isaac Seumalo. Broderick Jones. I mean, dude, this team is so much better. And I think Scotty Miller, although he's not a day 1 starter, is a guy that adds depth, competitiveness, and a guy who can come in here and make big-time plays for a quarterback in Russell Wilson. I think this is a B+, A- type of signing here, especially this